Dah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today we're going to give you 5 recommendation tourism areas in Indonesia. Before that, let me introduce myself and my friends. Start from me. Hello everyone. My name is Nisrina Nabila. I will be moderator from today's presentation. Next, Alivia.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Alivia Zahra. To describe tourism in NTT.
Next, Fahmi.
Hello everyone, my name is Fahmi Muhammad Rizky. I'm from class CEM 3A. Thank you.
Next, Fanny.
Hello everyone, my name is Fanny Nurul Fazri and I'm gonna explain about tourism in Surabaya.
Next, Lucky.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Lucky Firdausi Kurniadi from class D.
And the last, Salma.
Hello everyone, my name is Salma Salsabila. I'm from class 3B and I want to explain about Yogyakarta tourism. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to recommendation 5 areas in Indonesia. Which is Bandung, Yogyakarta, Surabaya, Bali, and Nusa Tenggara. And we're going to explain 5 types of tourism, which adventure tourism, cultural tourism, ecotourism, educational tourism, and gap year tourism. Okay, first we are going to introduce East Nusa Tenggara, which will be explained by Alivia.
Okay, thank you, Ninis. I will explain about tourism in NTT. First, ecotourism in Komodo National Park. Komodo National Park is a Komodo conservation area which is recognized by UNESCO as one of the 7 wonders of the world. As we know, Komodo is one of the ancient animals that are still alive today. Therefore, conservation and protection of endangered species is very necessary. Not only that, even in Komodo National Park, rare flora such as corpse flowers are also protected and preserved on the island. Therefore, Komodo Island can be called an ecotourism destination. And next, educational and cultural Rumah Budaya Sumba. The Sumba Cultural House is an educational and cultural tower in the form of special museum that is used to introduce Sumba history and culture. The function of Sumba Cultural House is a museum as well as a place for tourism, research, and meetings, as well as a center for learning Sumba culture. The Sumba Cultural House collects various relics of the Sumbanese tribe from prehistoric times to the present. Next. And next, gap year tourism in Wearable Village. Wearable Village is a traditional village located in Manggarai Regency, East Nusa Tenggara Province, known as the village above the clouds, because Wearable Village is located at altitude of 1,200 meters above sea levels, surrounded by very beautiful hills. This is what makes Wearable Village one of the tallest villages in Indonesia. Not only that, the village of Wearable has its own uniqueness that it already known to foreign countries. Wearable Village also holds the title of Top Award of Excellence in 2012 by UNESCO. Therefore, not a few tourists who want to visit the village of Wearable to travel and see the new uniqueness. And last, adventure tourism in Ile Batubara Lembata. Mount Merapi Ile Batubara Lembata is an adventure tourism destination that is well known among nature lovers in 2017. This mountain won a silver medal for the category of the most unique tourist destination in the Anugerah Pesona Indonesia event. Mount Ile Batubara is one of the most unique mountains in the world because tourists can enjoy the charm of an active volcanic lava eruption. Tourists can enjoy it from the scan of 70 meters because it's guaranteed to be safe for humans and environments.
Okay, thank you, Alivia. Next, Fanny will be explain Surabaya.
Okay, thank you. For Surabaya, for the ecotourism, I have Ekowisata Mangrove. It's a green area located in Wonorejo Raya Street number 1. I choose this place because when we're tired from city life, we can take a break and go to Ekowisata Mangrove. This place is so refreshing because of the green area. This place managed by the government. For gap year tourism, I have Kampung Bulak. Bulak Village is a colorful village located near Ria Kenjaran Beach. This village is unique because everyone in this village paint their house colorful. So when we look from afar, it looks so pretty. We can take picture as many as we want and we only pay 2,000 rupiah for the entrance ticket. Next. For the educational, I have Tugu Pahlawan. It's an icon of Surabaya and this monument is so popular. Located in Pahlawan Street, Surabaya City. We can have a walk and learn the history behind it. And it's said this Tugu already built since colonial era. The entrance ticket is free for public. For cultural, I have Ken Park Surabaya. Ken Park or Kelenteng Sanggar Agung located near Ria Kenjaran Beach. And this place has a lot of statue, for example, Goddess Kuan Im, which is the icon of this place. Statue of Shanan and Tongmu, and there is a statue of dragon. The entrance ticket only 5,000 rupiah. Next. For the adventure, because it's in city, so Surabaya didn't have very extreme tourism, so I choose Hutan Bambu. Is located in Keputih, Surabaya City. Even in a big city like Surabaya, we still have a green area for fresh air. Usually people can go bicycling or only for a walk and jogging. When people went to this place, they don't need to buy the entrance ticket because it's free.
Okay, thank you, Fanny. And next, Fahmi will be explain Bali.
Okay. Okay, thank you. The first ecotourism is Taman Nasional Bali Barat. West Bali National Park, or local people known as Taman Nasional Bali Barat, is a national conservation that covering 90,000 hectare area. It was initiated by the Dutch in
Okay, because Fahmi have in connection, so we are next to Bandung. Will be explained by Aki.
Okay, thank you, Nisrina. I will explain the tourism in Bandung. You can visit. First for cultural tourism is Museum Sri Baduga. Sri Baduga Museum is a state museum located in Bandung, Indonesia. As a state museum, the museum features various items. In here, you can also learn about the culture of the people of the royal era, like furnishing, geologic history, and natural diversity. Okay, next. For adventure tourism, you can visit Educatesman. Educatesman itself is a company that offers outbound tours and many interesting water games, which is located at Jalan Suryalaya Indah Street number 1 until 3 Buah Batu, Bandung City, West Java. Next. Okay. For ecotourism, you can visit Dago Pakar or Taman Hutan Raya Insinyur Juanda. Is a conservation area and botanical garden in Bandung, Indonesia. It covers for 190 hectares, stretching from Dago Pakar to Maribaya. You can enjoy the beautiful scenery like a waterfall and something else. Okay, for educational tourism, you can visit Saung Angklung Ujo. In here, you can learn about the Sundanese culture, like music, angklung, and something else. Next. Okay. For gap year tourism, you can choose Ciburial Village. Is a village whose geographical condition is in the form of hills, making Ciburial Village has a very beautiful natural panorama, both during the day and at night. And Ciburial Tourism Village has a complete tour. Like Basinas house, there are also various communities that carry elements of Sundanese culture, such as the Batur Ulin Community, Hong Community, Padepokan Parukuyan, Paguyuban Pamuda Sakebulu, and Rosan Tika Studio. For tourism in Ciburial Village, there are many trails trek and the contours of the land itself are highly contoured, suitable for hiking, trekking, and downhill or for regular bicycle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lucky. Next, Salma will be explaining Yogyakarta.
Okay, thank you, Nisrina. So the first I have Tembi, which is educational tourism. Tembi Tourism Village was born in 2007. At the time, this tourist village offered the beauty of rural life and craft activities, which were indeed one of the selling points of tourism in the Bantul area. Until now, Tembi Tourism Village is still a prima donna for tourism who want to experience life in the countryside. Tembi Tourism Village also provides traditional culinary tour package such as tour around the GMT, Gabusan Manding Tembi, area by riding a rickshaw, horse cart, or mini train, as well as farming tour package, including bathing buffalo and outbound tour package. And then second, we have Salam. Salam is gap year tourism, which was established in Lawen Village, Pandanarum District, Banjarnegara. Basically, Salam's relatives are bound by the same ideas and desire as Salam and accommodate people who are not bound as parents and not tied to their domicile. They can choose roles according to the respective interests and abilities, including volunteer, become a facilitator for children and the community around Salam, become a donor for scholarship for underprivileged children. And the next we have adventure tourism, which is Lapa tourism. Merapi Lapa Tour is a natural tourism located in Yogyakarta province. Along the way, we will be treated to beautiful natural scenery and past the mass graves of victims of the 2010 Merapi eruption in the Tangkisan Hamlet. The collapse monument in Petung Hamlet, the Opak River and Gendol Rivers road, which are the main routes of hot lava for Mount Merapi. And then next we have ecotourism, Desa Wisata Kebon Agung. This tourist village located in Imogiri, Bantul is indeed dedicated to becoming an agricultural and cultural tourism village, basing the potential for the main livelihood of the surrounding community by farming. The Kebon Agung Village Tourism Awareness Group is ready to turn Kebon Agung Village into one of the mainstay tourist destination in Bantul. And the next, the last one is cultural tourism, Ramayana Ballet. The Prambanan Ramayana Ballet is a performance that combines dance and drama without dialogue, based on the Ramayana story and performed near Prambanan Temple on the island of Java, Indonesia. The Prambanan Ramayana Ballet is the ballet that has regularly performed the Ramayana Ballet since in Jogja, and it is a wonderful show that you can visit in Yogyakarta. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Salma. And because previously Fahmi had a network problem, so Fahmi will explain again about tourism in Bali.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rina. First, Taman Nasional Bali Barat is ecotourism. West Bali National Park, or local people known as Taman Nasional Bali Barat, is a national conservation that covering 1,900 hectares area. It was initiated by the Dutch in 1941 in order to protect the endangered species Bali starling bird or jalak Bali and the last remaining wild bull or banteng. Gunung Kawi Temple is cultural tourism. At the bottom of a large river valley running through the little town of Tampak Siring, just northeast of Ubud, lies one of Bali's largest ancient temple complex, the Candi Gunung Kawi, comprising a collection of ancient candi or shrine reliefs carved directly into the face of a rock cliff. This is definitely one of the most stunningly unique archaeological sites besides being an important sacred place for the Balinese. Next. Bali Safari and Marine Park for educational tourism. Bali Safari and Marine Park has around 400 wild animals from Indonesia, India, and Africa. You will find spot deer, Himalayan bears, black bucks, African hippos, zebra, camels, or ostriches, baboon, and India white tigers. Panglipuran for gap year tourism. Panglipuran Village is one of the tourism objects in Bali. It located in Bangli Subdistrict, Bali Regency. It is about 6 km to the north from the center town of Bangli Regency, and it is about 45 km from Denpasar. Finding the village is very easy because the location is near of the main road of Bangli Kintamani. The location of Panglipuran Village is strategic, which is between Kehan Temple and Mount Batur. Next. And the last, Ayung Rafting Ubud. Ubud Bali White Water Rafting Adventure. Ayung River Bali as a location for Ubud rafting tour considered as the best white water rafting in Bali. Due to the white water river in Ubud very suitable for beginner and very private for family activities. Thank you.
Okay, done. Thank you for your attention. Sorry there are so many mistakes from me and my friends. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.